Now, I think the stream is up and working. Drop a comment if you are seeing the stream, if you are hearing me, and yeah, we'll get straight into building some Premier League teams and doing some Premier League scouting. Anyone in the chat? I know there was a few beforehand. Now I just need some, at least one person here, so I can. I know I'm not talking to myself, but I'll just give it a couple of minutes while people load in. But what we'll be doing today is essentially just building out Premier League, we'll be scouting the Premier League and I think building a 270 team, as I think that's one of the best leagues. One of the best divisions to play, I should say. So just searching on Sorare data, filtering out, I think we should probably filter out no one and then just see who shows up. Franco, thank you for joining. Nice to see you. Yes, Villa stacks looking tasty. They are. And it's all of those sort of things we'll be talking about. You know, what team to stack? Can we stack in the division? I haven't even checked, to be honest. Is it open? I'm going to make it primarily Premier League based, just because I think people enjoy that. It's relatable. And also, you guys can come and help me. So, Hey my, thanks for joining. And Bouncy, of course, thank you for joining. Okay, so this is the division that I think is slept on by a lot of people. It's not very expensive to get involved with. You can win up to a tier 1. So, you can get a star. So a star for first place. You can get Haaland, you can get Fernandes, you can get Trent. And then, all of these cards in the world are still available to win, which is just fantastic when you think about it. Like, you don't even need a goalkeeper for this league. And of course, there'll be more people playing this year. Hey, Jonathan, thank you for joining. I think I've nailed your name, by the way, just off the cuff. Love that. Let me know if I haven't, though. Yeah, so I think, this, yes, it only pays 200 people. I want to make sure I'm talking about the right league here. Yeah, 1 common, 4 limiteds. Yeah, all of these different, French League Pro and Premier League Pro, Serie A Pro, La Liga Pro. Last season, they all paid out really well, considering, rewards the number of people playing them. So I just think, yeah, let's get started with that. Luca, thank you for joining. So everyone that's here, drop who you think will be your most improved Premier League player scoring-wise on Sorare this year. I'm happy to have someone that was in a different division, so you can use Nkuku, for example, or Nkunu. But yeah, just let me know who you think it is, and maybe I'll just go out and buy them. But yeah, now what I love, they have actually opened this a little bit early, so I can go out and show you. Now I have a lot of Jason Steele. I was just looking at his price and speaking to some other people, and I just don't think Verbruggen starts. Hershey, thank you for joining, mate. Franco Perez, yeah, I'm debating between playing one good Premier Pro or all semi-pro. Yeah, exactly. In that scenario, I actually lean towards the Premier League Pro. Yeah, I've just I can't really show you the spreadsheet because there's a lot of work gone into it. That wasn't all mine, and it's like, I just remember from my calculations, the pro divisions in each league paid out really well. And, it's just fun to watch at the same time because think about it, like, you're just focused on one league. Like, how annoying is it when you're playing in All-Star and it's like, Celtic had a bad game week. Good, I can roll on. Oh, no, Bayern have done well. PSG have done well. Fenerbahce have done well. It does get really irritating that there's so many leagues available, and I always try and narrow down which league I'm playing. So, Champion Europe, there's five leagues in there. Yes, there's going to be a little bit of that overlap where it's like, PSG didn't have a good game, Real Madrid have. Doesn't matter. You're never going to have them all have like games, but this very specific, league-specific divisions, I think they're good for the future of Sorare, to be honest. I think it makes it a lot more entertainment, not entertaining. Okay, let's see some of your thoughts. So, Luca straight out with Havertz. Yeah, I'm on the Havertz improvement train. If you had watched Flop or Not, it was a little series I debated doing about transfers this season and who would flop and who wouldn't. And yeah, I put Havertz as probably a not flop. Like I think playing in his right role at Arsenal, we can do really well. So yeah, we'll dig into that. Phil Foden. Now I see a lot of people talking about Foden, but I still think he's going to be rotated too heavily to be like a top scorer. That's both, yeah, for Sorare terms, of course, you can get the good game weeks and sit him out for bad game weeks. But yeah, interested to see about Foden. Declan Rice. Now, let me just check Rice, baby. Oh, I will say as well, go and give this a like on Twitter. More people will see it. It'd be very nice. If we look at Declan Rice, was he a really top scorer? It was pretty solid, wasn't he, at 58? Now, as a defensive midfielder, let's see where he gets his points, because I'm pretty sure, like, let's get a good game for him. So, ignoring where decisive, so here against AZ, CDM against Man United is kind of where I'm heading with what I'm about to say. Not helpful if you don't know. So, he's been fouled, he's got a double-double. So, your double-doubles came for duels won and interceptions. What I'm trying to say with Rice, why maybe I'm leaning towards him not improving this season, is because he'll have less defensive work to do at Arsenal, because obviously they're a lot more attacking, so he loses a lot of his key metrics. Now, of course, less defensive means you're more attacking, right? So a more attacking, he's going to get, one contest, penalty areas entries, attempted assist, big chance to create shots on target more. But that's not his role in the Arsenal team. It's a defensive role. So against a team like Man United, I think he'll do fantastic. But, when he's playing a Wolves, maybe he doesn't. I'm open to interpretation as much as you guys. Jonathan Solomon, of course, he is not going to be improving. He will be a bench warmer at Spurs, I'm pretty sure. Manor Solomon, £8. Wow, £10 I'm paying for him. Maybe he's playing in the pre-seasons or something. But yeah, I put it this way. If he wasn't good enough to start for Fulham, I don't see him starting for Tottenham. That's kind of, yeah, as easy as it comes. Yusuf Basuma, if Ange plays like he did on pre-season, will have so many duels won and pass on the final third. That's a really good point. Like, obviously, being a Celtic fan, Ange is just all-out attack pretty much. So any of these midfielders could be, changing their point scoring drastically. Basuma is not someone I really considered, to be honest. So this is exactly why we're going to go through it all together. But yeah, what better place to start than just running through all of your suggestions, really. Brentford, Man United. Where does he actually play? Is he just like a flat centre mid, or is he... The problem is, I don't really know if he's attacking or defensive, which is probably on me. I didn't watch too much of the Premier League last season because there were so many different Sorare leagues going on. But I think this season, playing so much Champion Europe, I've really got to be like the knowledge base of the Premier League. I've got to know it all, and we're starting here today. Basuma is a good shout. I'm scared that I might not get the best possible version of a team. I play all the semi-pros just to farm coins. Yeah, coin farming is something I've not really considered or calculated yet, just because we don't know what they're worth. Like, yes, you've got a shirt, yes, you've got training bonuses, but there's so much more to come. Hats at 15k doesn't inspire me to go out and farm coins if that's how much you're going to get back. Ben Chilwell, Carl, I think that's a great suggestion. That was someone I was looking at as like, yeah, going to improve this season. Solomon will have a good time when Son leaves for the Asian Cup. Yeah, I think that's a good point, but you're going to be sitting on him for a little while. I want to test something quickly as well. Can I just make sure that you can't, I want to test the mute setting effectively. I've never done it. So make sure that you can't. And again, you now should be able to hear me. So if that worked, tell me it worked. If you could hear everything, then yeah, I guess let me know as well. Okay, going to continue reading some of your comments and get into it. Basuma will play as a DM, but at least Bentancur when comes back from his injuries. Okay, so Bentancur will overtake him. Being on a relatively low budget, what do you think of Flecken? Flecken, me, Jensen, and Visa. Well, let's get into it. Now, I assume Flecken's number one, right? He's got to be at Brentford. And really, if you're looking at Me is so good value as like a value pickup. I know I picked mine up ages ago and I've also sold him. So I picked him up for 42, sold him for 42. Um, Not sure why I did that. I probably just, no need for him in my gallery really, and building a little funds. Raul, nice to see you. Reese Thomas, nice to see you. Anyone else? Oh, Mr. Meaty Chunks, nice to see you. How do you feel Verbruggen will do this season at Brighton? Right, okay, let me deal with one question at a time. So, Flecken, me, Jensen, and Visa. Are they all Brighton? Yeah, Visa. Now, I like the defensive stack for Brentford. I said Brighton, didn't I? I like the defensive stack for Brentford. Maybe leave the attackers out. Maybe leave that to a more attacking team. So they've always done well defensively. I know they did score quite a lot of goals last season as well, but also isn't like Embuemo their best player. So have you missed him out? So yeah, I honestly don't know too much about Brentford. Like, I'm not going to lie about that. I still need to improve my knowledge of the Premier League, as I've said before. But one thing I like to think I know about, what do I think Verbruggen will do? Not a lot. Is this the best way to show it? I picked up so many Jason Steels recently. Like, I just picked up 6 because I think there's no chance. There's little chance that Bart starts. So I've picked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I might have sold one. I'm still in the market for them as well. Like, I just feel Steele's going to start the season. People are going to realise, and then they're going to start buying him again. So it's like, yeah, I just think Bart is going to be too young to throw him into the Premier League. Like, he's had one half good season at Anderlecht. He had a very good, was it under 21s or under 23s Euros? Great, but that's not Premier League standard, and you need to build up to that, because the risk is you throw him in, he gets battered, and then loses all his confidence and never becomes like the player that he's set to be. So I would be a seller of Bart at that price, at these prices, and a buyer of Steele at his prices. And the proof's in the pudding, really. I mean, look, I'm picking up 5. Now, this is really irritating. Like, I should have been a lot sharper on the market here. So I was picking him up here, and then he's dipped, and I've just not, I've not been watching the market. He's dipped below what I was buying him at. I could have sweeped up this whole section of him and then sold him, even like a couple now, just to, make a little profit, and then when he starts a new season, sell off some more. But yeah, I am a big Steele over Bart type of guy. Yeah, Matthias Tell, obviously, of Bayern. Now, obviously not someone we're going to be talking about. If he plays, he's going to be fantastic. Long term, he's going to be one of the best players. Whether you want to go out and get him now, I mean, it's 18. You can have a couple of project players in your gallery, but you can't have all of the project players in your gallery. So, if Tell over... Oh, I don't know who else we could describe as a project player, really, just off the top of the head. But yeah, you know what I mean. Someone that's like young and isn't going to play. I can only think of people that have become players, like Musiala and Cherky. But yeah, I would be happy to own a Tell. I don't expect much this season, to be honest. Like, I still think he'll be coming off the bench, but when he plays, he's been fantastic. Okay. How long have you been streaming? About 5-10 minutes. Yeah, 10 minutes. I think I started at 5. That steal assist from Andrew's goal, Brentford should be enough to make him number 1. That's that's kind of what I'm hoping. What budget players would you suggest for semi-pro? Now, rather than going through semi-pro, let's just go through pro, because, semi-pro just requires what, like 2 players? 1, yeah. So if I build a Premier League pro team, you can take whichever one you think's best as your budget, and yeah, do it. So if I was to do this right now, we're building a team. I actually have a goalkeeper. It'd probably be best to have your goalkeeper being the most expensive spot to be free, but as I'm like trading loads of steals and stuff, I'm happy to have that in there. Now, it's important to remember there is a 270 cap here, so I'm obviously going to chuck in Trent as the best player, but he'll probably get replaced. Enzo Fernandez I have Dwight McNeil, who I like, and I don't think I have anyone else that's going to slot in. I do have Julian Alvarez, but again, I don't think he's getting as much minutes. Julian Alvarez is a perfect project player, actually, for what I was thinking before. Like, very fantastic player, but yeah, he's just... I don't think he's cutting it in the Man City team this season. I think in time he will. He'll be eased in again this season, play a couple of games, but yeah, it's tough. Okay, so I love Dwight McNeil on Sorare. someone recommended to me last season when he was scoring, like when he just made the move to Everton after a couple of games, and I thank that guy a lot. So yeah, was it like £9 I got him for? After the £9, I got all of these scores at like 100, 65, 69s, 82s. Really impressive guy. So I'm happy to keep him in the starting lineup. We'll get rid of Alvarez and we'll get rid of Enzo, because Enzo is not a Premier League pro player. You want to play this on a budget, really. You want to have a bit of depth, and Enzo will be fantastic, but you'll probably get him under 23s. Still, probably the cheapest goalkeeper in the Premier League that will start. How much is Jose Sarr? I don't think they'll have a great season, to be honest, but 19, and it's not even sure he'll start, to be honest. Bentley. Yeah, don't know who's the first choice out of them. So let's just start with scouting the market for a defender, and should we start in like price value? No, I think we start in like last 40, because that's always like the best long-term average. Now, everyone will be looking at Bayer, but it's because he's just come up with Burnley, so that's not going to be very helpful. Thiago Silva, I looked at the defenders a bit earlier. £8.51. I mean, I could definitely be about a Thiago Silva. You know, he's pretty nailed to start, I'd say, for Chelsea. Was their player of the season last year. What do we think of Thiago Silva? Let me read some of the comments. Yeah, by Tony. Lucas says Flecken's playing really well against Lille at the moment, so that's good. Elliot Harris says, made the jump to rare cap to 40, but Prem heavy, so a good stream to catch. That's good. Who would you stack with Flecken? Yeah, me. Not me, myself, Ben, me, that is, definitely. Yeah, you want someone that's safe. Pinnock seems like a good pickup as well, to be fair. I'd stack him and me, really. Like, very solid. When you keep a clean sheet, you're just going to be absolutely flying. But in terms of our defender then, what is the best way to do this? Maybe like a concept builder? Yeah, I think that's going to be the way. So if we do Steele in goal, this would be like draft 1. Silva. We're on... There's going to be so many Silvers. Thiago comes up. Right. This is just like one draft. We're going to do a couple of them, right? So don't think like I've missed people out. So any ideas for midfielders? We had Bissouma before. Pascal Gross, £16, really solid score. He's on a couple of set pieces as well, isn't he? Now, I don't know about him playing left back, right back. I've always seen him as more of a midfielder. But he's definitely someone we could consider. I just want to see quickly on, do I do it off stream or on stream? Let's give it a check on stream. Play sharper. Let's see if they've done like FPL teams already. Oh, they have. That's fantastic. Okay, this is going to make this a lot easier. So, starting off the season, what have they got Steel as? 90%. Come on. Who is this? Snowwolf. Big shout out to you. And then Luton. All green. Should be all red, really. Okay, this is going to be much more helpful. So, Chelsea. Oh, they're starting game against Liverpool. This is their expected lineup. Now, essentially, it's like 5 players or 4 players playing for these 2 spots. So, I don't really like any of the Liverpool options. Like, Jota and Diaz. Like, Diaz probably is going to be, first choice there. And then defensively at the back, I'm not sure how steady they'll be. Like, they're great players, but you need like a CDM because 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, you can have like 7 attackers here, right? So they could definitely get caught out there. Casemiro's kind of cheap. That's a good idea as well. He's always like a solid scorer on the game. He scores better against harder opposition, I'd say. That's the only problem. Matheus Cunha. Should we just run through every team? Would that... Yeah. Let's see. So, Burnley... You could, like, play the defensive stacks of Burnley because they're going to be up against it every week. And then if you do keep a clean sheet, you're, like, really onto one. But I just don't like the strategy too much because you need like a couple of guaranteed clean sheets a season, and I wouldn't say Burnley have that, to be honest. They did play well last season. But Muric might even not be number one because they've signed that Trafford as well. Man City team. So, yeah, 95% Erling Haaland, not exactly a budget option. Jack Grealish, I bet he's so expensive because he had a really good season last season. 33. This could be someone I could consider. Like, you know, if you've watched my Sorare journey a lot, you know I'm always about like a ride or die player. And if you're going for a budget option, you can still stretch a little bit for like a good, you know, like a, even playing on a budget, you still need a ride or die player on your budget. So rather than a star player like mine would be in limited, maybe yours is tier 1, tier 2. But let's put in Grealish as someone that could really perform. Because if we look at his scores, and if we look at Grealish's scores when he starts. Now, I think this is a really good tip. If you go on Sorare data and get rid of all of these, you can see how well he plays when he starts. And he's actually a 60 average player, which is just huge. High ends of 94s, 98s, and a lot of these have been towards the latter end of the season. So if you do last 15, of course, we have the Champions League, which kind of brings it down again because it's a harder opposition. But ignoring those, the Premier League games, now I can actually do this, can't I? English Premier League. It wouldn't be last 15 anymore, would it? Couldn't do it. Could I? Last 3 months, 6 months of the Premier League, because there hasn't been that many games. Oh my God, now this is what I was talking about. So people look at Grealish as like a 54 average player, but when he starts in the Premier League, he's actually like a 70 average player. That's probably a bit high, he's more like a 64, but that is absolutely huge. So I think Grealish could be someone I just pick up immediately. I do like Grealish. Now, of course, it's not like some hidden name. Everyone knows him, right? But I don't think people realise how good value he is. In terms of the rest of the City team, Rodrigo, of course, is he going to be like £60 region? Yeah, £70. See, that's what I mean. Like, these scorers aren't too dissimilar. They're going to score pretty similar over the season, I'd suspect. So you definitely want a Grealish over a Rodrigo at those prices. Let's see what people are thinking. So I found at the end of last season Curtis Jones to be good value, particularly with the midfield options at Liverpool. I can see him starting the season in there. We'll get to Curtis Jones. I don't know if he's going to start in there, to be fair. Casemiro kind of cheap. Yeah, I agree. The issue with Gross is he's been playing centre-back in pre-season. Real lack of decisive. No way. That would be... Well, it's tough to say. Some midfielders that move to defence are great, and some that... How does it play? This guy play everywhere, by the way. Pascal Gross. He's played 61 minutes here. You can't actually see the screen, which is quite annoying. Right, it's a pop-up, so I'm just you're gonna have to trust me on this one. Pascal Gross has been playing right back in that game against Brentford. He has played left back. I don't think he's playing centre back. It looks to me like he's playing wing backs, which he's done a little bit previously anyway. Left back. Now, it could be a back three, and Flash Scores have got it wrong completely, but I kind of trust them, to be fair. All 3 games he's playing as like a wing back. Matty Sorare, thank you for joining. You're always here. Thiago is injured. Brownhill is the most underrated midfielder in the Prem. So you think Josh Brownhill, 80% chance of playing, is... Now, is this just because he had good scores last season, or have you got some more input for me here? Because I know... Is he on like all sets for Burnley? Is that what's going on here? He could be a great option for one of the future drafts, to be fair. Especially if he's playing CDM, because he's not going to lose all those like goals conceded points, but he's still going to get a lot of tackles and stuff. Jules 1. So yeah, good input, thank you. And then finally... what's the budget? No budget for the team. We're going to build like a couple of them, and then you watching at home, maybe watch it after, and you can just pick out players you like. So for example, my first one is goalkeeper wise is Steele. You might be like, Bart Verbruggen's going to start every game. I don't want him, so you're not going to take him. But you might be like, Thiago Silva is going to play every game. I have him. So a couple of drafts. See if we could put them somewhere. Let me just try and find a little spreadsheet or something where I could. If I was to do that, now I'm always scared of bringing stuff up on screen, but You can see, is there a way to, yeah. Show side panel, trade to glory. Yeah. Okay, I think that's fine. This will be where we build the team. So we need a forward. We have already said we like McNeil. We love Dwight McNeil here. Thank you to whoever tipped him to me. And then we need an extra position. So let's start working through the teams. I don't think there's any budget options really left at City. We kind of want a budget option here. Do you know what? Should we just put Brownhill in? I think that's the fairest thing to do. Now, Brownhill is going to really skew the scores in terms of like how they did last season. So you can see like picking up this team for £90 or £103 if you want to buy at the floor. It's actually a cap 270 team, so we're going to have to reset. Fantastic. Sorry about that. Steele. So we've got Jack Steele, Thiago Silva. Do we add that? We did. So Dwight McNeil. And the final player. Grealish isn't actually going to fit. So that's a really interesting point I forgot about. We're going to need some average to bring it down. Now, Brownhill could bring that average down. Otherwise, Silva's going to be too high. Let's see how Chilwell averaged. I don't think he averaged very well. Is it 1W? It is. Yes. So Chilwell instead of Thiago Silva then, and that looks like a really, really solid team. Now, I reset my computer, so I can't even screenshot. Let me just get that back up. Right. So if we look at the past year, it's going to be looking at the cap 270. Do I rebuild the whole team? Is Prem 270 an option? Prem 270 is not an option. Okay, so we're just going to take the players as they are, really, with the prices. Does that freeze everything? Oh, I think it did freeze everything. I saw the super rare today without any negations that I bought for 40, listed for a month for 90. I can't really see because of there's an emoji in the way, essentially. Anyway, this is Team 1. What do we think of Team 1? It fits into the cap. It cost, what is it, like 108 at floor? 110 at floor. Or, let's get rid of that. 97 last averages. So I think if you're building a £100 Premier League team for the whole season, now of course there's only 5 players, you might need 10 or a bit of depth anywhere. Actually, to be fair, you only need 4 of these players. So yeah, 5 I'm happy with. £100, run it every week. 1 Haaland and you win, 4x. How much is Haaland worth? He's got to be about £400, right? Oof. 50% off, 265. So yeah, 2.5 back if you were to hit the top prize. Brownhill, no good. Well, can't come at me, mate. That wasn't even my suggestion. What's the budget for the team? Yeah, you should stack Espan. Yeah. Now, we're just gonna skip to Brighton, aren't we? So they have Estupiñán. I don't pronounce names very well. If we did change that up and do a stack, especially for the start of the season, how do you spell his name? ESP. I forgot where I've seen it. ESTU. Estup. Seen he's in a lot of FPL teams, and he actually goes over the average with that. That's interesting. We'll build him into a new team. So goodbye to everyone here. Let's start off with the goalkeepers then. Which, didn't we have a good one before? We had Flecken. Everyone liked Flecken. Goalkeeper for Brentford. And then, who did we suggested stacking him with me? Ben, me. We're just going to goalkeepers again. Annoying. Okay, so if you stack Flecken, Ben Me, big averages, Espanito, Estupiñán, I cannot pronounce names. I don't know what the error is in my brain, but there is one. All right, we're now looking for a cheap forward that isn't Dwight McNeil, but this could be our like out and out player. This could be our ride or die, really. Jesus is injured for the start of the season, I believe. Ollie Watkins. Problem with Watkins, I don't think he has AA. I really like my forwards to have AA. You know, all round for new guys to the game. Luis Diaz, you know, could be a fantastic choice for his price. Like, you think of him, you think of Grealish, like similar scorers maybe. But the rotation factor I don't like. Isaac I like. No, probably no AA. DRB I really like, good AA, but I don't like picking up people that have just moved to a new team. He will be good though, I think. Anthony Mbuemu. I shouldn't say that loud. People are going to make fun of me. Richarlison, we got that in a chat, didn't we? So a cheap, good option. Of course, depends whether Kane leaves or not, is Richarlison. I just don't think Kane leaves, to be honest. There's a big lack of forward options for cheap here. Dwight McNeil is just standout, fantastic value. What's Sancho doing in the pre-seasons? How many minutes has he played? Because, you know, he didn't hit the ground running, but they can always come good. Someone as good as him. At Lens, who did they play? Garrincha. Oh, I heard Garrincha played well as well, so it's like you're not going to want to drop him, really. Can we drop that Haaland? Jota. Balogun. Oh, it's just like a, what would you say, like one for the future. Evan Ferguson. Now, this could be interesting. I wouldn't want to waste that much money on an 18-year-old. No, he's good, but he's not ready for Sorare scores, I don't think. Julio Enciso. We really shouldn't be looking at the under 23s, really, because they can really add to prices without adding much value. Callum Wilson. I'm looking for some options here for starters. Sonny Boy. Now, that's a good example. How much is he? 37. Now, Son had a really bad season last year by his own standards, and that was 12 goals and 6 assists for an average of 54. I think, yeah, Son's a great suggestion. Who put that in there? Franco Perez, thank you. Son, I like as an option. Hyung-min. Okay. Now we just need a midfielder for about £10. Let's try and keep these teams within the £100 range. I think that's fair. Right, so we're looking in the £10 range now. Oh, okay, it's quite a lot. Lo Celso, Cole Palmer, Højbjerg. Isn't Højbjerg off? Let me just check that. I think he's making a move, right? Someone tell me what's going on with him. I'll check the predicted lineups. Not done yet. I think he's moving somewhere. He's played 45 minutes in 2 of their games. Yeah, annoying. I really need to brush up on the Premier League knowledge. Calvert-Lewin played today. I think, yeah, Højbjerg's going to Atletico. I thought something along those lines. I didn't know who he was going to. Obviously, he'd be fantastic. His averages are huge. Cole Palmer is one for the future. What's he? He's a perfect project player. We mentioned Gross. Yuri Tillemans. I'm not sure if he'll start. Now, if we do something a little bit special, here's a little spoiler on my Sorare journey. I'm going to have to work out how you do it. There's been a trade yesterday. Yuri Tillemans, 21 hours ago, has departed the gallery. He had a valuation of 675. The cash and averages was 0.44. I think I've just sold someone for slightly higher, which make that like 0.45 or whatever, 0.445 that would be. I'm not seeing him starting every game. Now, the only reason I was able to get that sale was because in the last pre-season game, they switched to a midfield of 4 or 3. What would it be? Kamara. Yeah, they had like 3 centre mids. and he has a lot more chances starting there then. And it's just still not enough for me. Too many doubts where for a super rare in my gallery, I just couldn't have it. So I've sold Oyurazabal already, so I've just got a load of ETH sitting there, which I need to decide what to do with. So I'm going to ignore Tillemans, even though he could be really good. Lucas Paqueta. That is someone I like the look of. Let's do the trick. Let's see, starts every game. Yeah, it may be a bit much for what we're paying, but let's see. He should start every game, right? Easy fixture to start the season. Yeah, 90%. Scamacca at 60%, that's going to change. He's just signed for Inter. Roma wanted him and just fannying about and never got him, which is just ridiculous, but whatever. I think we've blown the budget, but this is a really solid team I could build into. Lucas. I think he's on a lot of set pieces. One of the West Ham fans let me know. I hate when it does that. His picture's not coming in. Yes, picture's coming in. Okay, now I think it's going to freeze as I take this screenshot, which is quite funny. Just give me 2 seconds. I want to see who is in the house because I'm not expecting anyone. So if I die, that's why. Be right back. So, have no idea if anyone was there, but we have got a guest. Which doesn't like to be lifted up, which makes a lot of sense. All right. Which team of these do you like more? Team 1 or Team 2? We actually got the cost in on this one. That would be so much better. So 112 or 108? Team 1 or Team 2? This would be Team 1, that would be in Team 2. I kind of want to go back and get the averages there, but it says it anyway. So, Team 2. Son Paqueta. Yeah. 2 Team 2s so far. I'm kind of leaning towards Team 2 myself. And we could bring that down. We could bring that down in cost by £10 by swapping Steele and Flecken. Love the Brentford defensive stack. Well, that would break the defensive stack. But now, okay, we love the defensive stack. We could, for myself here, I'm thinking, I could do Steele, and then I could do, is it Lewis Dunk? Yeah. So you could have both defensive stacks, and then who do they play for? Yeah, so Brighton play Luton first game, so you'd go with the defensive stack of Luton, then you hope Brentford have a tough first game. Brentford play Tottenham. Oh, that'd be perfect. Where's the best place to track the Prem fixtures? Probably here, right? So, Tottenham, Premier League fixtures. Yeah. So I mentioned first week you're playing the Brighton defensive stack, and then Brentford second week against Fulham. That's not bad. Who did Brighton play? Wolves. I'd probably prefer Wolves, to be fair. Wolves, Brighton. Anyway, let's say you do 2 weeks. Roll on to the third week. You would have Brentford at home to Palace or Brighton, West Ham. That's tight. I'd probably take Brentford. Week 4, Brentford at home to Bournemouth. You're taking that over Newcastle. Week 5, Brighton got a tough fixture. Brentford. Where are Brentford? Newcastle. Okay. So for 4 out of the first 5 games, you would have a fantastic, they dovetail fantastically where you could just have one team, then the other team. Brentford stack plus class players plus Son. Yeah. Now, we will build one more team, and I'm going to let you guys build it. So just shout out a goalkeeper that you want in. I mean, you did already kind of take Flecken, but yeah, let me know which goalkeeper you want in. Or just players. Name any players that you want in, and then we'll just put that as the thing. Is there any players that stand out in terms of like price range though? I think we need a expensive forward because of the lack of them, the lack of good ones. But what you're aiming to do here is win the top prizes without paying the top prices. So no Haaland, no Kane, no Salah, obviously no Lukaku. Rashford's borderline like allowable in the strategy that I'd be going for. James Maddison, team around Maddison. I like that. Good suggestion. He could fly at Tottenham. Madders, although it would quite annoy me because I've sold my rare. Oh, look at this for pain. James Maddison. Now, bought for 393, sold for 221, now back at 393 or 373. Oh, talk about pain. Like, it's just, why did I sell him again? I think I really needed money. That's the only upside. I really needed a bit of ETH for someone or something. And I have midfielders that I couldn't sell, like Pellegrini because he plays for Roma. Verratti was just coming back from an injury. I don't think I could sell him. And Remy Cabella had been the best player in my gallery. So, sucks. Too much depth in midfield. We had to get rid of one of the top scorers. And this was when the market for everyone else was struggling a little bit. So, yeah. All right, we want Solly March as well. Okay, I'm going to add him. Solly 1L. 2. Solly March, fantastic scorer. Now, goalkeeper-wise, we've got 2 really good options for cheap. Can we get a 5th? Emmy is so expensive. Everyone must be stacking Villa players. Nick Pope, I love, expensive. You're not really getting a cheap goalkeeper, really. Oh, Sam Johnson. Is he starting for Crystal Palace now? Yeah. That's not a bad price for him. Vicario, £53. Jordan Pickford at 40. How are Everton's defence looking? I need to go through these teams, really. So let's continue with what we were doing before. Arsenal, obviously going to be a very strong team. Zinchenko? Has he got a knock? Timber? I thought Timber was playing on the right, personally. Kai Havertz, we've mentioned before. 75%. Rice. Odegaard starting. Saka. Jesus. Taiwo. Scott McKenna. Wilfred Bolly. Forest. I feel like Forest might struggle. All right. Bournemouth. They did really well towards the end of the season. Billing could be a good example. Cliverts came in. Ryan Christie I wouldn't be picking up. I do like Billing. What is Billing's price? I know he's a midfielder as well, so it's not going to work. But yeah, if you're looking for a really cheap option, I do like Philip Billing. Let's see what he starts at in the Premier League. Make sure we just pick the Premier League as well. Yeah, for £3, you're not going to get the best player in the world, but he picks up some nice scores, especially with the decisives. I think he's playable, to be honest. Oh, sack that play sharper experts. Jesus is out. To be fair, they could have made these before they knew he was out, but yeah, it is. I knew that, and we don't know when he last updated them as well. I didn't check the West Ham team, did I? Scamacca's out, but he's only just moved. I don't like that defense, to be honest, at all. I do kind of like, Bowen. Who's that going to be? Ings, or is Antonio injured? Could be getting a move. So say it's Ings, Bowen, Benrahma, Paqueta, Souček, Fornals maybe. That's okay. Doesn't give you that excitement though. Everton, is there anyone we could stack in Everton's team? I do like Onana, but he's just rotating with Gordon. Decore. Calvert-Lewin I don't like. Tough to know what's going on there. And then Fulham. Don't think Mitrovic is a 70% either. West Ham will struggle. Yeah, I could see that, to be fair. Calvin Bassey. Calvin Bassey's a 75%. That's surprising me because he couldn't get a game at Ajax, or he wasn't well liked at Ajax, which is why they shipped him away. £7. Obviously, he's under 23. He's an interesting pickup. He could play well in the Premier League if he gets together. He played really well at Rangers, which pains me to say. Willian's just left as well. Andres Pereira. Has he not got a card? £4. Now, did he just have a really hot start to the season and then do nothing? Kind of looks that way. You could only play him against really weak opposition because he just does nothing if he hasn't got a decisive action, which isn't great. Harrison Reed? Yeah, no one really from Fulham that stand out too much to me. I think they might struggle. Brighton, of course, we've gone through. Yeah. Billy Gilmore's playing again. Caicedo, if he stays. Matoma, what is Matoma's cost? I bet he's so expensive. Everyone had him at one stage. Matty Cash looks promising pre-season. Matoma, where's he a midfielder? That's annoying. What's Matty Cash saying? £6, that's a good pickup. Is Matty Cash first choice? I'm pretty sure Matty Cash is first choice. I did it on Twitter where I literally posted about Aston Villa team for next season. Let's see. My profile. Can you just do media? I'm just going to share them all. I'm posting a lot. Some of these are making me laugh. Here it is. Yeah, Matty Cash. So Cash, Mings, Pau Torres, Moreno. I did put Tillemans in, but it is quite biased, and you get people like Dazza are like, come on. And Kamara waving at me. Let's see what the experts, use that term very loosely, have put the Villa team down as. Newcastle would have a 6th season, surely, again. Tonali. No! Okay, we're going to have to trust my Villa expert opinion then. Matty Cash can come in for sure. Great for the... I think Matty Cash is someone I'm going to pick up. Great for the cap, 43, yeah. And last 5 of 30, so it's going even lower. Anjiga. and Dorigo was so impressive he could actually take Matoma or Marsh's place. I haven't even heard of this guy, to be honest. How old is he? 21. That is good information to have, to be fair. I thought those two would be locked. But I won't doubt your expert opinion. So we need a goalkeeper. What is it? A goalkeeper and a forward still. Now, forward is, again, really hard. Like, we had Sonny, Isaac, Almiron, Gordon. Gordon over Barnes' position as well. Tottenham. I am ignoring Mbuemu here just because I don't know enough about him. You're just looking for someone that's on set pieces, really. What they put in as the Liverpool lineup. I think McAllister could be someone that like flops for his price. I haven't checked his price in a while, but McAllister. Yeah, for 53 quid, I would not be touching McAllister at all, to be honest. What's Sablasi saying? I mean, he's an under 23, right? So 59, yeah, kind of makes more sense why he'd be so expensive. But yeah, I don't know about him, to be honest. New league and all that. Wouldn't want to have that as my ride or die player. Man United's team isn't out, but that'd be a good one to have. Should we try have? Oh no, we need a forward. Is Havertz a forward card? Pretty sure he's a midfielder card. Havertz. Okay. Madison is a great selection. £35. I'm going to need to go buy that. Madison, Solimarch, Cash. Right, goalkeeper. We like that Sam Johnson. Let's make sure he's playing. For £25 as well. So he plays for Crystal Palace. Nice start to the season as well. Edouard. That's who we'll put up front. Now, yeah, Edouard's apparently been starting the pre-seasons. He was always first choice, to be fair, for their manager until he got injured. Not like always, but he was a 70. Let's do odds on. I'm just going to get the spelling from here. Odsone. Because we've been looking at goalkeepers. How ridiculous. Odson Edouard. Now, this is a more budget team, but I think it's good. And there are our three options. So, out of these players, I think these are some good pickups for, trying to win the Premier League Pro 270 division. Please wait until I've bought myself a Maddison. Should we race? Should we see who can get the better Maddison? I mean, I just have to get one because of what happened to... Now, if we look at my team, actually, let's focus on... Oh, I haven't got it up. Let's do it here. This has been really helpful for me, if no one else, because if I play Steel, this is the team that I'd want to play. Steel, I'm not sure if it's going to fit the cap. Chilwell. It's always on the goalkeepers, man. Chilwell's with one W, or one L, and it's not in the middle of them, I can tell you that much. Chilwell. Right. Chilwell, Maddison. Now, this is a team I could actually get behind. Sonny Boy. We need to do Shui Ming. Min. There it is, Min Son. £103 though. It's an expensive team. But we only need 4 of them. And then we could have... Yeah, I like that a lot, to be fair. So Son could be our one we don't need to go out and buy, because you get 1 common in this league, which is nice. Kulusevski doesn't have amazing scores, but it's cheap, right? Yeah, I just don't have I can't really see the predicted lineup, but yeah, Kulusevski is a bit more rotational, isn't he? So combination would be Steele, Chilwell. Who's it? Who would everyone want me to get for Brighton? Let's check the Brighton lineup. The only problem is if Brighton lose Moises Caicedo, the defences are going to be a lot more attacked. I'm not sure I like that. Dunk's at 50%. Did not realise that. Will not be touching Dunk. What's Estupinian? I think I've nailed the name now. Now I've given it a couple of reads. Estupinian. Not nailed it at all, have I? Estupinian. 13 quid, that's expensive as well. Is Sancho a good pick? I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't know. United's predicted... United have been really struggling in pre-season, haven't they? So is that something I'd want to go out and get? He didn't... I think he's a bit of a risk of rotation, to be honest, with that Garrincha. So I don't think he's a good pick for that reason. Coming up to almost an hour now. I'll finish this team. I'm not mad about Estupinian, to be honest. I'm not sure who's going to start in goal for Chelsea. Who was a nice budget? I mean, I already have Dwight McNeil in my gallery. I could just use Dwight. It'd make a lot of sense. Right. This is going to be... Oh, now that is expensive as well. But anyway, that's going to be my merger of the best teams we've built today, in my opinion. And now it's obviously expensive, so I could make some budget options in there as well. But let me know if you had to go out, and they all cost what they cost, right? So, I delete the cost, but this one was about £100. This one's about 110. No, this one's 110. This one's 110. This one's about 80, and this one's about 125. Which team would you go out and buy? Keeping in mind, you only need to buy 4 of them, really. But which one do you think's best? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Do you reckon Tielemans is going to be a starter next season? I think it'll be rotational, to be honest. I just showed the stream before. I just sold my Yuri Tielemans, did a little trade deal. So, yeah, I'm not certain enough that he'll start, to be honest. That's why I got rid of mine. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Let me know which of these you think is the best team for its cost. If you could please drop a like on the stream, that'd be great. I've been doing this for an hour. Really enjoyed it. You helped me. I hope I helped some of you. 2, the bottom left one with Steele instead of Flecken. Only problem is with this one, it's a Brentford stack. So yeah, top right. Let's put top right and bottom left. Yeah, everyone's loving this bottom left team. It's Paqueta. Why have I not picked Paqueta? I love Paqueta. Lucas Paqueta. Paqueta. And then me out and a common salary. And yeah, keep in mind, like, this is just buying everyone. You can just go out and, drop Haaland in for Dwight McNeil or whatever. But yeah, the camera's run out of battery. So please drop a like if you enjoyed this. Besides that, subscribe to the channel if you're new.